Let me ask you a question. Are you ready to jump into the deep end of the pool? Many beginning musicians make the mistake because of necessity. They make the mistake of reaching for some of the advanced stuff too soon. And what ends up happening is that they end up getting frustrated and they end up realizing too late that I can't do this. I need to slow down and get an understanding. I'm about to do a play along exercise that is going to test if you're ready to jump in the deep end of the swimming pool musically. Let's see if you can play along in all 12 keys following one simple progression. Now, let me give you a warning. The reason basic level musicians struggle, it's not just because of the chords. It's they have to be able to think in a key. They have to be able to think in the key, and they have to be able to think in that key fast enough to keep up with the progression. Many times progressions don't change in the song. It's just the song's going too fast and they can't think that fast because they don't have preachandplay.com putting the scale on the screen so that they can look at the numbers real quickly. Check out this progression. There's a song by Israel Houghton. I think that's how you say it, Israel Houghton. Israel Newbreed, y'all know who I'm talking about. There's a song by him called Lord You Are Good. It uses a simple progression in the key of E is where they start and they say 1, 5, flat 7 to 4. Can you play that song? Can you play that? I'm not going to go to the next part of the song. I'm just going to use that part of the song in the exercise. So this is what I want you to do. Get at your piano. Get ready to play along with me. I'm going to tell you once. We're going to play the 1, 5, flat 7, 4, in every key. I'm not going to give you time to think about it. Let's jump into it. I'm putting the drum beat on. Here we go. And we're going to go through all 12 keys. Are you ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 5, go. 5, flat 7, 4. The bass changes, pedal tones. The left hand is going to stay on the root, on the 1, okay? And the chord is going to be a 5, 1, 5, flat 7, 4. Are you playing along? Play with me. Flat 7 to the 4. Take it up to F. Play the 5. Flat 7 now. To the 4 chord. Do it one more time. To the 5. Flat 7. Are you able to keep up? Let's go half step. I'm in the key of G flat now. 1 flat 7 to the 4. Are you able to do this? 1, 5, flat 7, to the 4. Take it up to G. Are you still with me? Flat 7 to the 4. 1, 5. Flat 7 to the 4. Take it up to A flat. Are you still with me? Messed up. Flat 7, 4. Here we go. 1 to the 5. Flat 7 to the 4. Take it up to A to the 5. Flat 7, 4. One more time. 1 to the 5. Flat 7, G to the 4. B flat. Woo! Too fast. I had to pause. Flat 7. Start over again. B flat to the 5. Flat 7 and to the 4. One more time. To the 5. Flat 7. 7, 4, B now, to the 5, to the flat 7, to the 4, 1, to the 5, flat 7, to the 4, the key of C, to the 5, flat 7, to the 4, to the 1. Are you still with me? Flat 7, to the 4, take it up to D flat, to the 5, flat 7, to the 4. Couple more keys. We almost done. Flat 7 to the 4. Take it up to D. Then go to 5. Flat 7 to the 4. To the 1. To the 5. Flat 7 to the 4. One more time, man. Step to the 5. Flat 7 to the 4. Come on, Casper, 4. See what happens when you're going too fast? You mess up. Last time, let's go to E flats is the messed you up. And now, to the 5, flat 7, to the 4. And now, 1, to the 5, flat 7, to the 4. Back to original key. To the 5, and flat 7, to the 4. Last time, to the 5, flat 7, to the 4. Can you see how important it is? No matter how simple the song is, no matter how repetitive the progression is, you have to be able to think in each individual key, knowing what the 1, 5, flat 7, 4 is. You may know the scale, but you may not be used to thinking the flat 7, which is E flat, right? So in the key of F, you're going to be playing E flat instead of the E, right? And so many beginners make the mistake of bypassing the basic piano training that will develop a chord vocabulary, just a small set of chords that can make them reliable in any key. They bypass it and they go straight to trying to learn all these songs because they're actively playing in church. They need to be good now. The problem is you're not practicing, you're rehearsing. You're rehearsing because you're preparing for Sunday. But when you only rehearse, only thing you're doing is trying to work up a song so that you can get it for Sunday. And then if you don't keep doing that song, the next time they ask you to play that song, you be like, oh man, I done forgot it. And you're wondering why you can't play it. Because you don't have a fundamental understanding of chords and progressions in every key, it's impossible for you to remember songs. It's impossible for you to truly be able to take off running at the drop of a hat in any key. It's literally impossible for you to not drown in the deep end of the musical pool, which is why I suggest for every musician, regardless if you're just learning or you're learning but you was thrust in the position of the lead musician at the church, or you think you can do it, if you couldn't play along with me in every single key, and if you messed up more than I did, you need to come to preachandplay.com and you need to study in our basic piano training course. That course does an amazing job of giving you a small, very practical chord vocabulary that you will learn, that you will use, and you will take those same chords, like I just did, put them in the next key. Take those same chords, put them in the next key, so that regardless of the key, you can play at a basic level. Then you can add more and try to be more fancy. To many basic level musicians, they call me and they text me, hey man, I need passing chords. Hey man, I need some preacher chords. Hey man. And I'm like, no, you don't. You need the basics. You don't even know what you're doing. You don't need preacher chords. You need preacher chords because you're in a situation where you're playing at church. But I would do you a disservice if I gave you those things. Because if I teach you truly how to play, and if I increase this, you won't need preacher chords. Preacher chords need you. And you'll just be in there just doing it because in all you're getting, you are getting an understanding. So, beginners and basic level musicians, I'm challenging you. Come to preachandplay.com and help and allow us to help you preach and play. God bless you. I hope to hear from you soon. God bless you. We'll talk to you next time.